We are live. Welcome. Good to have you here this morning. In case you didn't hear that, we're live. I have a lot of accoutrement around me today. Unfortunately, you can actually see my microphone, my computer a little bit, so I'm just going to move them forward. My name is Karen. I am coming to you from Salt and Sand Studios in rainy and windy central Vermont. And today we're kind of celebrating. It's a weird celebration, I think, for some people. It is about acknowledging things that we don't need or don't need any longer and letting them go, and then sort of cleaning the house as we let them go. So there'll be a little bit of breath work. Certainly there will be twisting, but there will be some other aspects informed by Qigong and EFT and a bunch of other stuff. And if you follow me personally on Facebook, you can take a look at my gratitude for today, which is oriented toward the same thing. And shockingly, surprisingly, came out as kind of like a little haiku. Anyway, let's get started. We're actually going to stand as our little welcoming to the earth today and the outdoors today. So just find yourself kind of rolling around on your feet, just feeling where the balance moves. You might even very slightly lift the feet away from the ground and very slightly lift the toes, bringing them back down as it makes sense. Other direction. And maybe we'll take this analogy a little farther today. Finding equal balance between your feet. Maybe we will be a tree, but perhaps it is a soft tree, a low tree. So you can hold on to something. You could go ahead and just bring your toes to the ground with your left foot and bend that knee outward. Or the other way you could do it, just for feeling safe, is if you have a book or a pillow or a block, you can simply put the foot of the lifted leg onto the block. I'm going to do that because it's early in class. And we're going to grow our branches and close the eyes. Imagine that you are an autumn tree and you're observing the incredible change of colors of your leaves. You know that it is a combination of your own work, if you will, and the work of nature, other nature, temperature, moisture, etc. And you think and acknowledge how gorgeous these leaves are. They were gorgeous when they were green. They're gorgeous when they're yellow and orange and red. And they're gorgeous when they're ready to go. We don't want to let them go necessarily, but we know that will bring us a period of rest. So we release them into the wind. They swirl around us. They drop to the ground and we hunker down for a different season, for rest, for nourishment. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Let's take that to the other side. And this time we'll eliminate the analogy and we'll move right into intention. So finding your tree on the other side, you might use a book, as I said. Just bring your toes to the book so there's less of work in the balance and more symbolism in your tree. Maybe you take a different arm shape. Maybe your tree is rounder with its branches. And with the eyes closed or open, your choice. If you're gripping the mat with your left foot, with your right foot, go ahead and loosen it. Loosen those toes. And now we imagine, we bring to mind something that no longer serves us. And maybe if that's difficult for you in terms of something emotional or some slight that you're holding on to. Maybe it's a piece of summer clothing. And we envision that, and we create this intention of acknowledging it, saying hello, and letting it go, letting it float into the breeze, whatever that thing is, so that we can cleanse and settle down, as they say in the book, for our long winter's nap. Now, obviously, I'm not napping the entire time. All right, bring the hands down. Good start. That was just to get us oriented, and now we'll just take a little bit of a flapping, a swinging, a twisting, I don't know what you want to call it. And now we're going to add the taps from Qigong, up one arm, around to the armpit and down that arm, up the other arm, shoulder underneath the arm, and back down, the chest, tops of the shoulders, the top of the back, down especially the ribs, the belly. We come around to the back, down to the bottom, bend the knees, nose points to the ground. We're along the thighs, behind the knees, down the calves, up the shins, which is my favorite spot. I don't know why. Up the thighs, to the hips. And now the top of the head, we tap with our full set of fingers on each hand. Come around to the forehead, and then just in the eyebrow line, we come out to the sides, the temples, the tops of the cheeks just under the eyes, under the cheekbones, the top lip, the chin, and down to the collarbones. Tap, 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 and then back up to the top of the head. Now for each whoosh we are about to do, you're going to consider something that you no longer need, and you are going to clean it away from yourself. So I'm going to think about something that happened at work that I can't control, and I'm going to whoosh it away. And then the other arm, considering something with my family, I'm going to whoosh away. And then a whoosh top to bottom, and a whoosh flow back down. All right, that might have seemed kind of odd for some of you, but as I said, bringing in EFT and some Qigong kind of helps us out. But now we're going to build some protection. So we'll bring the feet as wide as the mat and bend the knees just a little bit. You want to hug the belly in just a tiny bit and up. And what we're going to do, which I have had someone practice on me. I'm not sure how you say it, Reiki. I have had Reiki'd, which is imagining and sort of creating with your arms this bubble of protection around you. Knees start to unbend. This is also Qigong shape and movement. And then we press down, bringing only positive energy into this bubble, knowing that this bubble is going to protect us because it is only permeable to negative energy created inside of it in order to let that negative energy out. But it doesn't let anything negative in from the outside. Kind of cool. We're going to go the other way. Lift up the earth's energy through our center. Wrap it around us. Come back down, palms up. We lift. Arms out and around. Beautiful bubble. Maybe it has some golden flecks in it. And last time, we'll bring the arms to the sky. Feet come a little bit closer. And now we'll move into the breath of joy. So you take a nice deep breath in and come into this like whooshing skier stance. Whoosh. And back up. Whoosh. 3 more. Whoosh. We bring the palms together. Bend the elbows so the fingers are at the nape of the neck or between the shoulder blades. And draw upward from the inner arches of the feet all the way to the shoulders and then the crown of the head. You want to take any stress out of your low back by pointing your tail to the ground. Find your breath. We'll bring cactus-shaped arms just to start to feel an arch in the upper back, mid and upper back, not the lower back. It's like the shoulder blades are magnetically attracted to one another. Wiggle your fingers. If you see me rocking, you're welcome to join in. It's something that my body does naturally. And then wrist circles. Feel like walk like an Egyptian. And take your wrist circles in the other direction. Arms sweep high. Exhale, we'll fold over our legs. Halfway lift, stay here for a few breaths. Drawing the sitting bones back, the shoulder blades toward the sitting bones, the navel toward the spine, and the crown of the head forward. Going to soften the knees even more. Bring the arms in front and lift up to stand. This time we sweep the arms around and behind. You may hook the fingers. You might interlace them. You might simply place the hands stacked, if possible, at your low back. Again, we're allowing the shoulder blades to draw together, but without jutting the pelvis forward or the belly forward. So we scoop that belly in like a little hug. And once again, we bend our knees. This time we're going to take just a half step back with the right foot and keep it straight. So you're in sort of a warrior one, both feet all the way on the ground. And then if you like, you can find a halfway down fold, straightening your back leg, keeping the front knee bent, and lifting the knuckles away. Or if you have the space, you can take more space on your mat, front to back, and humble your warrior. Releasing with the breath. Acknowledging anything that arises, but if it is not of value to you right here, right now, toss it into the breeze. Say goodbye. Keeping your hands bound, you rise back up and step forward. Shake it all out. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. All right, let's take that again. Hands stack, fingers curl into each other, or you interlace them the opposite way. Feet are a little wide, knees a little bent, shoulder blades draw together, collarbone smiles forward and up. A halfway step backward. Keep the bend in your front knee and a straight back leg. Once again, you may take this halfway down or all the way down. If you want to take it all the way down, you will need to lengthen your stance. So halfway down, maybe the bind stays on your low back or maybe it lifts a little bit, all the way down into humble. This time we're going to drop the hands to the mat, step back, and find a child's pose. If you would like to utilize something, a pillow, a blanket under your belly, your chest, or your head, in between the knees, feel free, but you want the head resting on something. Imagine that your bottom is sort of like a little root ball connecting into the earth. It might not make it all the way there, but it's got roots Your legs working down and connecting to the earth. We're going to move into crocodile. So actually, I'm not even sure that's the right name, but let's go with it. We're going to glide forward on the mat, bring the hips down, straighten the legs. They don't have to zip up necessarily, but I would bring them closer together than they were when we were standing. Stack your hands, elbows straight out to the edges of the mat, and then your forehead rests on your hands. If you like, you might turn your head to one side, just starting to get a little stretch there. And then the other side. See if if you lift your elbows and spread them wider, do your shoulders soften? Is there anything that's arising that you don't need? Say hello to it, label it, acknowledge it, and set it free. Use the breath to cleanse that space of the body or the heart mind or wherever that came from. Forehead back to the mat. Spread the feet and the legs a little wider. Bend your knees. Find ankle circles here. Open and close your toes. And then go ahead and windshield wiper the legs left and right. It feels really nice on the hips and the low back, at least for me. All right, we're going to work a little bit on quad stretch. So we're going to drop the feet, bring the hands under the shoulders, and almost like you're moving into a back bend, or maybe you sort of are, a little baby cobra, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Scoot the belly in and draw back to sitting on your heels. If that is difficult to bending your knees in the front, you can always roll over your mat. And if it's difficult on the backs of the knees, which is on one side for me, I'm going to go ahead and just stuff my hoodie behind my knees. Hoodies are good for so many things. Okay, so this is just a very gentle movement, kind of like a cat-cow, but we're sitting up. So we're just rolling the chest back and then lifting it back up. Rounding the shoulders, rolling the chest back, lifting back up. Even just in this posture, we are working on opening up our quads. Roll and arch and roll and arch. One more time, roll and arch. And if you have it in you this morning, you might grab blocks or a pillow or something and put them, I'm putting them on top of my, the soles of my feet, because I have my feet, tops of the feet flat on the ground. And I'm just going to come back a little bit with my knuckles and lift my hips a bit to stretch those quads a little bit more. So if that's something that's not possible for you, you can always just sit on your heels. If you have deeper to go, you might not use a prop. All righty, very good. We're going to draw into the tabletop now. Maybe keeping a fold in your mat, maybe not. Maybe placing a blanket under your knees. And we're going to work the body left and right. So like a half moon shape if someone were looking down on your back. Viewing it from above. And again, if there's some part of the body that's kind of saying, hey, I'm not feeling great, or hey, I'm kind of tight here, let that arise. Welcome it. Open it up. And if it's not serving you, go ahead and let it move, let it leave into the breeze. And if it's helping you be aware, then be aware and soften. And into hip circles. You might creep your hands a little forward. I can still say creep right, even though it's not Halloween. And other direction. And in the spirit of Qigong, we're going to tap the tops of the feet on the ground. And then we'll pause, knees right below the shoulders. We're going to hunch the knees toward the ears, the shoulders toward the ears, and then slowly draw them back and then make real estate between them. Beautiful. The right leg extends behind you. The ball of the foot remains on the ground. Press energy into the ball of the foot and imagine that right kneecap can move toward your quad. Keep that there with that energy. Reach the left arm forward, but drop your fingertips on the ground. So now you're long from the right heel to your left fingertips. We're going to inhale and using the belly, the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, the triceps and biceps. We're going to lift both limbs. Pausing to square up the hips. And we're going to tap them back down. Breath out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift and stay. Left arm out to the left. Right leg out to the right. They say away from the ground. But now we place the outer edge of the right foot down. Left hand can come down as you walk back to kneeling. So you want your foot parallel to your hip, and that whole foot is on the ground. Arms lift, and we take our tilt over toward the extended leg. If you feel unstable, you can always kickstand your left foot out to the left a little bit. A look down at your right foot and the left hand follows that gaze. We sweep the left hand in front of the body, bring it outside the left knee, right arm in front of the body, and it lifts up. The pelvis draws forward. Don't forget to use that right foot for stability and balance. We're in Rock Star. If you're feeling kind of frisky today, you want to bring some more fun into your life, maybe you crawl the left hand out and float that right leg. Either keeping that right leg lifted or placing it back down where it was. We sweep both hands in front of us. Ooh, that was hard. And then we sweep the right leg over the left calf until the foot is way outside the mat and glide that foot backward until the front of the right hip meets the left heel. You can draw to your forearms. You can always use a prop for your head. Do not squinch the shoulders up toward your ears. This is not a pigeon pose. We'll get a pigeon pose, I promise. Scoot your back toes under, your right toes under, and maybe float the knee off the mat, pressing the heel farther away from you. And now comes the pigeon part. This is kind of fun on the transition. So we rise up, we sweep that right leg around in front. You might need to use your hands. Heel toe the foot across the front of the body. and drop the shin down. Heart is lifting. You might scoot that back leg using your toes. And as it's a little bit early in a practice for me, I am going to prop my right hip. This is a nice little welcome for all of us to the winter. I'm going to work on somewhere around 9 or 12 breaths. Softening the shoulders, softening the chest. Lengthen the neck, lengthen the top of the back and the bottom of the back. And we'll work our way out of this, coming back into our tabletop to take all those shenanigans on the other side. You might want to stretch out into a high plank first. I'm going to take a little down dog. I like some interstitials between this stuff. But this is the encouragement to feel into the body, to maintain or deepen what is working for you, and to let go of anything that arises that is not working for you. We'll meet in tabletop. I'm going to take a little sip of water. A gulp of water. I'm going to take now the left leg behind us, ball of the foot on the ground, lots of energy into the heel, which is not touching the ground. Right arm in front, fingertips on the ground. So we're nice and long. Check in with your hips. What often happens is the left hip either comes way above the right or drops way below. So you want to use the top of that back foot, your belly, and on an inhale, lift. On an exhale, tap, lift. Exhale, tap, lift. Square up the hips. The last time, tap and lift. Right arm to the right, left foot to the left. Try and keep them away from the mat. Then drop your right foot, your left foot rise up. Both arms overhead. Get yourself settled. I almost said yourself settled. Anyway, we're up nice and tall. We're using that left foot and we take our tilt to the left. Pelvis is forward. Heart is lifting. Maybe your gaze lifts a little bit. It doesn't have to lift all the way up. If you feel at all wobbly, take that right foot out just a couple of inches, but keep the knee where it is. It's like a little kickstand. Gazing down at the left foot, the right hand follows that gaze, moves around in front, outside the left knee, left arm follows, rock star. You really need to use the shoelace side of the right foot, the whole of the left foot, the left arm like a magic wand, so it's lifting, helping the belly. And then if you like, a movement out of the right hand to float that left leg. And if you can, that leg stays lifted. The hands come down. The left leg begins to swing over the right leg. And we glide the front of the left hip to the right heel. You want some space between your shoulder blades. And if you feel like I'm getting maybe my gluteus medius gluteus maximus, maybe also my gluteus medius, but not the minimus. You might tuck your toes under and float that knee off the mat, bringing the heel backward. And if you don't know what all those gluteus are, that's okay. It's about whether or not you have more space to stretch. You might try it, and you might come out of it. We'll rise back, drop that left foot outside or inside the left hand, maybe using your hands to get it there, and then scoot it all the way across the mat behind your right wrist, dropping the shin to the mat. Go ahead and use your right toes to lift the back knee and stretch that leg right out of the hip. Again, I'm a little bit tighter than I might normally be, which is okay because it's today, right? Different from yesterday. So I'm propping myself up. So I'm doing proactive rather than preventive yoga. If you're on your forearms, you might draw the chest forward, the belly in and up, and make your neck longer by sending your shoulders away from your ears or your ears away from your shoulders, or the combo. I'll take the combo play, please. Come back to anything that when you think about, oh, what might I not need that I am still holding on to? Anything that arises. Say hello, acknowledge it. If it helps, give it some autumnal color, cinnamon or cumin or coriander or chili powder. I don't know why they're all spices. Butterscotch, there's one that's not. And then just say, hey, you were great while you were here, or you helped me learn something, and now I'm letting you go. I no longer need you in my life. Drop it like a dying leaf from a branch and let it float away. All right, this time we're going to rise up, remove any props we've got, and swing that right leg around for a Janu Shirshasana. So the sole of the left foot is inside the right thigh or calf. Just don't place your heel on your knee. And just a little reminder, Janu Shirshasana is not about getting your forehead to your knee on the lengthened leg. It's about the head of the folded knee coming down toward the earth. So if you imagine that what you're doing is first supporting the opening of that hip, then you will also get a complementary stretch in your hamstring. So we want to maybe prop something under the knee or just bend it a little bit. Reach the arms in front, lock them into your shoulders, draw the belly up, get super tall in your torso. Hard for me to do. My torso is like 2 inches long. Or the space between my ribs and my hips, 2 inches high. All right, on an exhale, shift forward. We're not moving down, we're moving forward. Inhale. Shift forward. Inhale. Shift forward. Maybe you're done there if you like and you can reach your toes. That's great. But if it causes you to really hunch into your back, don't do it. Hands can come right down to the ground, or you can bring blocks to either side of that lengthened leg and rest your hands there. That helps you maintain the integrity of your spine. Now, if this knee is like super duper high, you can also place a block under the knee so you can relax into it. By super duper high, that means generally that it's higher than your hip. Hard to tell, but check that out. And now imagine both thighs rolling outward right from the hip crease. as promised, a couple more twists. So we're going to rise up from the belly, place the sole of the left foot on the ground, and make sure there's 1 fist distance between the foot and the thigh. We're going to keep the foot on the inside of the right thigh to start, or today. So very little weight into your back arm. We lift up, exhale to twist. If your knee starts to cross your body, bring it back out. You got to use the thigh muscles for that too. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Shoulders down, heart up. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Gaze follows the same path. Inhale, we're going to take a twist to the other side. And if you have it in you, you can go ahead and lift up, pressing the ball of the right foot down and bringing your left hand to your belly or hip. And draw back down. Coming forward, we lengthen the left leg. Janu Shirshasana first. Adjusting your sitting bones as needed. You don't want your left leg wide. Well, maybe you do. Test it out. See what works for you, right? If this doesn't work for you, get rid of it. Do this. But in the traditional sense of the posture, you want your hips squared up. So we'll sit. You might notice, hey, this knee is lower than the other knee. That's good. I want to hold on to that thought. I want to feel good about that. I want that leg to feel good. I want that leg or that hip to encourage the other one too. But maybe you've had an injury on the other side and you've got scar tissue. Yes, over time you can stretch that, but it might take a long time. We're not perfectly symmetrical. Sit up tall, arms in front, lock them in. Breathe in. Exhale, shift forward. We're still sort of upright with a long back. Inhale. And shift. Remember, forward, not down. Breathe in. And shift. You're welcome to take one more if you think you need it. And if you don't, you don't. But on this side, my hamstrings and calf are tighter. So I'm going to kind of let go the notion that that's bad and just say in my head and out loud to you, it's what it is today. Inhale, rise to the seat for our twist. Fist between the foot and the leg. Right hand behind. You can always place your left arm outside your right knee. I do find that many people tend to cross the body when they do that, which is why the primary reason I use my hand under my knee. So we sit up tall, heart forward, belly in, exhale, twist. Eyeballs begin to follow the same path. Twist on the breath out. Big toe mound of that right foot planted on the ground. Inhale, front and center. Opposite side twist. Breathe out. You might remain here. Bring the left hand a little more toward the center of the spine. Bring your right hand to your right hip or left hip or your belly and shift and pivot the tailbone up, bringing the left foot down. And we glide the bottom back. Bring both knees up and we'll move into butterfly. Well, if you're a child, it's called butterfly. It's called Baddha Konasana. If, once again, your knees are above your hips, go ahead and find something to prop them. Just stuff a pillow or a blanket underneath them. The other thing you could do is make the diamond inside the legs bigger, which might allow you to sit up nice and tall. I will invite you today to stay upright. You're welcome to find a little bit of lift and back bend with your hands behind you. using fists because my thumbs and wrists don't quite work the way they did before. You can also use weights, which can be very helpful for keeping the wrist straight. So over time, as you're setting your sitting bones to the earth, bringing the pelvis a little bit forward. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little movement from the buttocks and the pelvis forward. You might find that the knees come closer to the ground as you breathe. You also might find that you can bring the feet in just a teeny bit and maintain the distance between the ground and the outside of the knees. So now if you don't have the smallest possible diamond inside the legs, go ahead and scoot your bottom forward. Bring your hands behind you so the fingers are pointing to your bottom. And then drop onto one forearm and then the other. And we're going to take a little back bend. Very low back bends today. So it's kind of like when you were sitting up. However, you're pressing into the forearms, long in the torso, and the heart is lifting while the shoulder blades draw together. We breathe. One at a time, the elbows move out to the side. You come all the way to your back. It is your choice to have to move into a full body pencil stretch or remain in Supta Baddha Konasana. If your chin is lifted high because you're either tilting your head back or that's where your neck is, you're going to start lifting the head to tuck the chin a little bit, bring it back down. And if your chin is still higher than your nose, which you can probably feel even if you can't see it, you're going to place a towel or a blanket under your head. Wherever you are, bring a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. We're going to take a little breathing, then one final twist before Shavasana. So we're going to breathe into the belly, the rib cage, the heart, lower the shoulders, exhale, soften, let it all go. Natural breath. Now this time, you're going to bring to mind again something that you don't need anymore, whether it's material or not. And we'll use this for a little chakra cleanse. So we're going to breathe into the low belly, breathe into the midline, breathe into the chest, soften, release. Hands come by your sides if they are not already. And we notice our connection to the earth. And imagine like we did that, the swishing, the whooshing down the arms and the body at the beginning of class, the Qigong practice, that we are placing our hands on our very low belly, on our pelvis, and whooshing the hands up and forward, and whoosh, 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 a little cleansing of the earth chakra. Water, both hands around the navel area. And imagine anything, any tie to being highly productive or working things fast. We're going to whoosh out to the sides. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Hands just below the breastbone, your fire chakra. Are there decisions we do not need to make? Are there things we cannot control? What is our response to one thing in our lives that we are unable to control right now? Let's whoosh that away, cleansing the decision-making, the control, the fire chakra. Whoosh. Whoosh, whoosh. And the heart. Are you holding on to envy or anger or pity rather than embodying compassion and kindness and joy? Understand and acknowledge something that you're holding on to emotionally that you no longer need. And this time it's a downward whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Hands will help the knees draw up toward the sky. We hug them into the chest, maybe find some knee circles. And then our last posture, asymmetrical, will be twists. So feet return to the ground, knees drop to the left, maybe the right leg extends out to the left, the arms flop open and the gaze is opposite the knees. You can always use a prop to help the knees or one of the legs soften. And gently and kindly to the body, take that to the other side. Settle back on your mat. A full body stretch, legs out, arms up, and reach, reach, reach. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Release it all. We'll have a few breaths in Shavasana, softening into the earth, connecting to the warmth and the nutrients of the earth in its fall position. Noticing any spaces that you have created in the body by acknowledging and saying goodbye to several things you no longer need. Let light, beautiful, pure white light, fill those spaces. Re-energizing, reawakening the body. Celebrating your practice and all the merit you just created. And either rolling onto one side to come to a seat or gathering your knees in the chest and rocking to your seat. Take one of those. Bring a smile to your face, not just the mouth, to the face. Drop the hands by your sides and begin to sweep around the perimeter of that bubble of positivity and draw some of that energy into your heart. We'll close this practice with the chant of a single Om whose vibration connects with all living beings such that we can share our intention, we can share our merit, we can share the benefits of the practice while maintaining some to ourselves. If you prefer just to listen or just use the softness of the air, that's fine too. We'll take a deep breath in. Heels of the hands to the top of the head. May you be released from any thoughts that don't serve you. Thumb knuckles to your lips. May you be released from any words internally or externally that no longer serve you. Thumb knuckles to your heart. May you release any actions that no longer serve you. Thumb knuckles return to the forehead so we can honor the practice that brings us together and honor one another. Namaste. It was great to be practicing with you. I can feel your energy over the interwebs. There's a song by Frou Frou, Frou, kind of a little slightly bizarre performer name, but it's called Let Go. And I recommend you go listen to it right now. I hope you have a great weekend or week or evening or wherever, whenever you are. My name is Karen. Next week, November 8th, there is not a live practice. Salt and Sand Studios is the featured sponsor of Vermont Literacy Network and Inklings Children's Books, Once Upon a Story at the Big Pick. So we're excited about that. There will be glass beads to make jewelry, and I'll be teaching Once Upon the Mat yoga, which is a really fun story to do yoga to. Anyway, have a great one. See you. Bye.